Hi, my name is Aksik, aka Annika. Welcome to my channel. Super happy to see you here. Hello. Oh, hi. We have several people here today already. That is absolutely fantastic. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Dawn. A curious-minded seeker. Gosh, I don't remember your name. Have you told me your name? I'm sorry, you don't have to tell me your name. I just, how should I call you? If we chat about it. I have not made up my, well, I kind of have made up my mind. Okay, everything is wonky again. Somehow the camera has gotten, I probably touched it somehow as I was connecting things. Well, things are better again. Hi to everybody. Angel Devil. Okay. Okay. So how's life been treating you, people? Tell me about it. Oh, hi, Angel Devil. You are Mandy. Nice. I will try. I honestly, I promise I will try to remember the names. I already am kind of warning that I tend to be a bit bad with that, but I am genuinely trying, okay? Oh, hi. Hi, Candace. Hi, Robin. Oh, lovely. So nice to have you all here. Oh, Robin, you stayed up late again, you poor thing. I'm so sorry. It really does not fit your schedule at all, this stream. But thank you very much. I'm delighted to see, that you came and said hello. Mandy's Magical Creations. Oh, hi. Oh, Candace, you're looking for some February page options in your Korean books. Okay. Are you paging through them? I did video, okay? I published video today about kind of looking at the pages myself, what would fit and what, you can make things fit. It doesn't have to be very strict or anything. Oh, ready to color through Snowmageddon. Oh, yes, you're going to get peak snowfall. Yeah, I heard about that. Is it going to stop everything? Like, are the states prepared for that? I know that if there was even a little bit snow in Ireland, basically the country would grind to absolute halt. Oh, Mandy, you have different ones. For tablet and for phone. Oh, hi, Emily. Candace, yes, that's exactly it. It does not have to be love, romantic love, or even love between people. It can just be love. The page that is expressing love in some shape or form. And as you said, April's book is essentially love for the pets and love for the forest. And basically loving her life because she really seems to be very happy in the place that she is in. Now, before, so I wouldn't forget altogether. Okay, first thing I wanted to say, since, there's plenty of people here at the moment already, just a word of warning about next Saturday. I will not be streaming on the regular time. I don't know if you've heard yet, probably because, it's been everywhere on Instagram and on YouTube. We are going to have a big charity month in in February. Basically, we are trying to raise funds for the World Cancer Research Fund. Joe from Picky Pens is organizing that, and the 1st of February, which is essentially, you know, the night, the Saturday night against Sunday, basically Sunday night, is we are having this big, we call it Tubiton. So it's 24-hour stream, and there's 16 YouTubers who are taking part in it, and each one of them is streaming for 80 minutes, and we're all doing our thing. And basically the goal is to raise some money for the World Cancer Research Fund. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, that's the thing. Piggy's Tubiton, and these are the hashtags for it: Piggy's Tubiton 2026, and then Coloring for Cancer, and that's, you know, all through. Well, Piggy's Tubiton is on 1st of February, and I'm going to be streaming 1:30 in the morning. Then it's my time now, 1:30 in the morning, so that's GMT. So it's quite late, but you know, I'm gonna be fine. But I won't be obviously doing my, you know, kind of 10 o'clock in the evening stream then as well, for obvious reasons. And it's the whole thing kicks off at 12 GMT, so that would be what? Well, it's not hard to figure out, you know, what the time is. And basically, we're trying to kind of raise some money. You can see that link there, and that's the link. People can go and donate, you know, if they can, of course. So that's about it. You know, I just wanted to kind of let you know that I'm going to be streaming a different time next Saturday, and there's going to be like you know, big event. Oh, sorry. They're all oh, first is your birthday. Be watching It's a Great Cause. Yes, yes, it is. You know, just to try. Oh, hi, Laura. Sorry, I didn't see. Oh, Chris, I didn't see you either. Sorry, I miss people while I was going on about the Tubiton. Oh yeah, I understand that my live, especially for people who are in some way in Europe, is going to be just, you know, too late. You know, I was willing to take kind of late slots because, you know, there was a shuffle around, you know, who was getting what slots, and I was fine with streaming fairly late because, you know, I'm an owl and I can survive it. But that, of course, means that I'm more my stream is going to be more comfortable time-wise for people, for example, in US and maybe in Australia, than it would be in Europe, sadly, because, yeah, it's 1:30 GMT. Pretty rough. Oh, Kansas, you're going to pop in. That's great. It doesn't have to be my stream either. Like, there's 24 hours, you know, somebody is constantly streaming, essentially. And the list is really, really nice. Like, there's, you know, some great colorists there, really, really nice ones, really, really talented ones. So, you know, anytime you can pop into anybody's stream and just, you know, support the event, you know, just watching whatever you can would be great and would be greatly appreciated, of course. There will be a VOD show for us in Europe. Oh. Oh, hi. Hi, Andrea. Hi. Glitter Day, sorry. I'm trying to call people by, you know, the names now. I'm working on it. Okay, so yeah, we talked about the Tubiton. So, you know, just to let you know that next week there's not going to be the usual, the usual story, the usual stream. just for that. Okay, so Patricia, yes, I think it's so cool that the coloring YouTube community is coming together for such a worthy cause. Yes, and it's not just the 1st of February, it's basically the whole of February. The 1st of February is just the big stream, the 24-hour stream, which kicks off the February. The event actually goes on for the full February, and all we ask, even if you can't donate, spread the word, kind of, if you have Instagram or if you have YouTube or whatever, just spread the link, spread the word, try to get as much back up, into the universe, something good into the universe as possible, because that community has given us a lot. I think we are very lucky to have it. It's given us a creative outlet. It's given me kind of coloring itself has given me huge relief from anxiety and all sorts of issues. I can just switch off my brain and play happily with my colors and not think about too much. My brain is usually too busy, just constantly going, and that kind of switches me off. And it also has given us such a wonderful community and companionship, I find, and it would be great to kind of mobilize all that and do something good. So, sorry, I went onto a tangent now. Oops. Oh, hi. Hi, coloring bumblebee. Yeah, I'm talking about the Tubiton just as you popped in. So, yeah, Jess is going to be, very much involved. I don't know why I'm hearing myself. My ear is slightly blocked, so is the sound okay? Because 1 week to go, I know, Jess, I know. It's getting a bit terrifying now. So far, it was like, yeah, I'll manage. And now it's like, oh, will I manage? What will I do? Because now I have this experience that you don't really get much done during the lives. They're great fun, and I really enjoyed them, and it's absolutely wonderful, to kind of be with people and chat with them. But coloring wise, we don't usually get much done. Okay, Andrea, thank you. I'm calling you for your name. It's actually hilarious that you're saying 16 years old when I created this YouTube name after a song. I'm 42 now, so Glitter Day wouldn't be my choice these days. Oh, Jess, yes, it has come around so quickly. It was ages away, and suddenly it's like, oh, we have a week to go. And I still need to figure out what I'm going to do with graphics and such, but hey, we'll cope. Okay, so about today. We're talking about next Saturday more than we're talking about today. Yes, exactly. I have a feeling that the Chubby turn might make it even harder to color if the chat is popping. It's not really bad, though. It is more about kind of coming together as a community than actually coloring, I think. There will be coloring, of course, going on, but this is what it's all about, just coming together and trying to do something good, giving something back to the world. I think that's what it's about, So, if you don't get much coloring done, I don't think anybody is going to be very annoyed. Besides, we come here to have fun anyway, won't we? Don't we? At least, that has been my experience. Okay, so I have 3 books here, but I'm pretty sure which one I'm going to work in. I just thought I'll show you the options that might come up in the later date as well. Yes, Jess, it feels very special. It feels, it's always great to be part of something really, really great. And I'm so grateful that Jo is doing, came up with it, and she's done a lot of work, like behind the scenes work that she's put into it. It's just unreal. Amazing. Hats off. Okay, so I have 3 books that I wanted to show you a couple of bits from here, but I am probably going to color in this one. Okay, I'm going to leave that to last to show. Now, this one is, I have this whip here that I was thinking at some stage. Oh, I'm getting a bit closer so you can actually see because it's a small book. So I was thinking about maybe kind of doing the pencil work for that one, but usually we try to kind of start the page more so than kind of jumping into the middle. That has been usually the story here on our lives, but it would be a really cute page, I think. You know, it needs now shading. You know, I have. By the way, do you know what I used for basing that one? I don't think many people. Okay, now I can't find it, of course. I know I had it next to me. Okay, now I can't find where it is, so I can't show you. They're basically soft pastels I used here for basing, but they actually, you know, kind of, see, I'm rubbing the paper and almost nothing. No, if I really aggressively rub, I get a little bit of a trace, but there's almost nothing coming off. They're really nice. I don't know where I put them. I had them in my hand, but I put them away someplace. Oh, I found them. I found them. Now I know where I put them. Have you seen these ones? It's basically like the Nione. Many of you probably have heard about the Nione pencils. They were pretty good. But this is, they're like Nione mini pan pastels. They are genuinely very pigmented and go down very easily. And you can put them down with, you know, the tool, the usual pan pastel tool. And I found them, they were really nice for basing the page. And the color selection is pretty nice as well. They can be mixed, of course, those colors. But yeah, I have been curious about that set for a while. I've seen it on AliExpress and especially kind of on Russian color tube, and I wanted to try it out. So when I did a very small order from AliExpress, and I picked that one up as well, and it's genuinely great. It's really nice. Because I did all the bedclothes with it and the bed frame and the wall here I did with that one. The bears, the base I did with these ones. I used some watercolor as well, and the floor I did, you know, basically quite a lot I did with soft pastels. So yeah, I find now I'm trying to kind of incorporate soft pastels more because I find that they are kind of fairly underutilized material that has a bad rap of being kind of like, you know, messy or, you know, awkward or very pale. And it's really not. It's a very convenient material to base on the paper that doesn't like water much. Although this paper takes water all right. It's not excited about water, but it takes water all right. Candace, haven't seen those. Yeah, they don't seem to be around yet in kind of, for some reason, in kind of Western coloring community, but I have seen them. I occasionally watch Russian YouTubers, Russian color tubers, specifically as well, because I have, you know, kind of, I grew up in Soviet Union, so I do understand Russian. Which is very convenient because there's some really, really talented people there. Although nowadays they are posting less. I think there's big kind of restrictions with YouTube in Russia at the moment. The bandwidths have been capped and so on. So it's very, you know, can be hard for them to upload. Chris, I had this idea that maybe there's a way to make chat read itself aloud to the streamer. I can't decide if that would be awesome or absolute bedlam. I kind of suspect it might be the latter. Plus, I think it might create echo. Yeah, maybe. Or, you know, maybe if it's just into headphones kind of a thing. Yeah, yeah, would be handy. And I could keep my eyes on the books then. So that would be great. Oh, hi, Cindy. Hello. Oh, hi, Saturn 88. Sorry, I didn't see you. Jess, I love that book. I've got a long-term whip in there that I'm itching to get out and color, but I have such a long list of pages to color before the end of the month. I am the same, and I'm not getting anywhere with them. January has been for me a month that I'm more so into doing a couple of pages, but going really elaborate with them. Do you know what I mean? I've been kind of enjoying experimenting with color and light effects and, you know, different media and, you know, kind of techniques. And therefore, I actually haven't really, to be honest, I haven't really done many pages at all. But the couple of ones that I have done, I'm pretty happy with. So that's something. Oh, Stephanie, hi. Hi. Hi, Eleonora. I'm sorry if I'm butchering how your name should be pronounced. Eleanor, sorry. So sorry. Candace, so I flagged 8 pages in 3 different books of the February theme. Gosh, you have ambitions, woman. I will do like I do at restaurants and pick something randomly at the last second. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works with me as well. Okay, and then another page that I was kind of contemplating was that one called, you know, Year of the Horse coming up, and plus, you know, Lydia Fenwick is just so talented and lovely to color as well. So I was thinking about doing her with alcohol markers, but I might push that into February. Maybe we'll do that in February in one of the streams, you know, after the Tubiton is out of the way. And one thing that I didn't like here is, like, I have issues with kind of hovering torsos or hovering kind of busts or shoulders like this. So I don't know if you can see it, but I drew... That's not very typical. I actually drew kind of sleeves here and, you know, her torso and another sleeve there. So, you know, it would make more sense to my brain that doesn't like to finish the image here, just hovering, cut off weirdly at shoulder, kind of a height in the middle of the empty background. It's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Jess, I thought about chat reader, but you'd get so many comments read of people saying hi to each other. I need a human next to me to read chat. Yeah, I've actually seen a couple of streamers who have that either their husband or a friend or somebody is actually next to them, and they're basically streaming together. You know, one is the main streamer, another one is kind of like assistant next to them who reads out the kind of a chats, kind of reading out the hi. And just kind of reading out the questions or, you know, anything that is addressed directly to the streamer. Emily, oh no, don't worry about it. We're not strict here. You can come and go, and we're just happy that you're popping in once in a while, okay? It's all very chill. Just, that's right. Why do they do that? It wouldn't take long. Like, it didn't. I'm not a drawing. Okay, I'm useless. I'm not good at drawing. It didn't take me long to just kind of elongate the arm here, make a bit of a puffy sleeve here. I even put some folds here. I don't know if you can see. And, you know, kind of do the curve of the bust and another hand. It's like, why? Why was it left like this, hovering? And it's very hard to color, and it never looks good if it's left like this. It doesn't look good. Oh, sorry. This is my hobby horse now. I can moan about that for a while. But She does that a lot. It's not just her though. A lot of them do that. You know, another hovering head, which I know I'm going to give shoulders to. Like, I just know I will. This is just like my thing, you know, here as well. You know, why is it finished here? How am I going to finalize this image or color it if there's, you know, suddenly it ends here like this? So of course I'm going to pull those lines down and create that. But this one is very easy to kind of finish off. But the images that are like scenes, kind of a little like this, are very good. Nice composition, dynamic, have a sense of kind of whimsy and fun to them. She's very talented. Another one, see? Those stupid hovering, cut off shoulders. Ah. But this one is just gorgeous. And I almost want to do it. I know that, you know, come Easter, there's plenty to do here. Although I know it's not meant to be Easter, but doesn't that scream Easter to you? No? Oh, hi, Living Skies Vintage. Cindy, you don't like hovering heads only either. Yeah, because, you know, you have some sense. Oh. What is this, you know? Just pull it wouldn't take much. Just pull the shoulders down. Okay. Okay. Done ranting about that now. It's not helping anybody. And it's probably not very fascinating either. Okay, so I will now show you the page I'm going to do. Oh, hi, Maria. How are you? Jess, I feel put off by the portraits in this book with a decapitated animal head hair clips. They just look odd to me. Do you know what? I never really realized these. Okay, sorry, this book is coming back. Now I need to check them out. You mean these? No, these ones, no, don't bother me. They literally look what they are, hair clips, do you know? This one doesn't really, yeah. I'm lucky. That one doesn't bother me. But these things, those unfinished shoulders that are just, oh, no. Well, they're easy to fix though. So, not a problem. Maria, oh, I'm okay. Still kicking, still kicking. Have had better times, have had worse times. I had two driving lessons today. Well, I didn't. My son is preparing for his driving test, so he had kind of pre-driving test, kind of a driving lesson with an instructor. And while he was doing my my daughter is starting to learn to drive. So she's only had like two driving lessons so far with an instructor. So while my son was doing that kind of a drive with the instructor, we went to a parking lot, big parking lot in industrial estate. And, you know, he was practicing maneuvering there, kind of just driving around in first gear, reversing, that sort of thing. It's fun. It's fun. Rabbit Trail. Living Skies Vintage. I love this book by Green Ivy. Okay. So glad to hear that, because that's the book I'm going to be coloring in. And I'm going to be coloring that page. Maria is well familiar with that page and why I'm coloring this. We actually have a body color. Oh, hi, Wendy. Oh, that is so nice to see you here. All the best to you. Oh, Chris, my dog. There was some concern last week. Yeah, we actually discovered that, well, she was quite kind of okay on Sunday, but on Monday she had some issues with the poop again. You know, poop issues, as you do. And we took her to the doctor on Monday, to the vet, and they said she has some sort of a, you know, gastrointestinal infection. They weren't 100% sure, but she got antibiotics and probiotic paste and specific, special food that she had to eat. And she's absolutely fine now. After first 2 days of antibiotics, she was already like hunky-dory. And she is in great form now, just as demanding as ever. Sorry, I got carried away again, chatting. So, this is a body color. Myself and Maria, we are huge fans of this book. It is very nostalgic for us. Kind of reminds me very much of the children's books of our childhood. So we tend to have body colors in this one. Oh, hi, Serena. Hi. If I miss somebody who said hi, I am so sorry. Chris, glad to hear it. Yeah, thank you, Chris. She is much better now. She is a character, though. At some stage, she will, if you hear kind of bang in the background and clip, that is my dog, small dog, by the way, who kicked the door open and is now going to come. And then he probably shouted at me, either that I pick her up or put a blanket on her or something like that. She knows her rights and she knows how to demand them. Okie dokie. This is hopeless. Things just keep falling today. Maria, I will finish my page tomorrow. Have you already started? As you can see, I haven't even gotten to that one yet. I've been so distracted with everything else this month that I haven't gotten to it yet. Yeah, Living Skies Vintage, yeah. Poor thing was she didn't, like, the doctor was telling us, the vet was telling to us that this is terriers for you because, she had a temperature and, like, if she actually examined her like a vet, she would see several signs that she has an infection. And she was asking, is she kind of like really off form? It's like, not really, Does she eat? Yeah, very much so. She wants to eat all the time, she wants a treat, she demands the food. She's fairly perky. It's like, normal dogs would be kind of really listless and, not doing much and, clearly sick with that temperature. Not terriers. So I thought that this hat is going to be blue, but it's going to be dark blue, but I'm going to put that water-based marker onto it. I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're sadly discontinued, and I'm very, very sad that they are. These are the kind of who tried to do Tombos, essentially. That was a while ago, some years ago. And they did 3 sets. 2 of them are very kind of pastel. They're kind of, very pastel, and kind of mid-tones. This is the kind of mid-tones one. And, sorry, here it is. And if you happen to see them somewhere, somebody sells them who hasn't used them, they're absolutely worth it. They're basically the tip and, the whole setup is like Tombos. Very, very good, nice light colors. Here, I can show you the colors, like, how pale. Like, they're very hard to find those pale colors in water-based markers. And these sets have them. And of course, of all the sets they do have, and they have million sets, these are the ones they discontinued. Maria, you have done the background. Okay. Living Skies Vintage, I was watching the video with the February, doing a page in this book also, but the girls all skating, I think. Oh yeah, this book has loads. This book has so many. Okay, I'm just going to put that blue between these, I don't know what they are, pearls, beads. I'm going to get you maybe, I think you should be able to see, but I'm going to get you a little bit closer. Yeah. Maybe that's a bit better. Just putting them in. Now, the tricky bit is going to be doing that big area with water-based marker. I don't really mind if I get a bit of a texture on it, or, you know, kind of a streakiness. Pencils will cover it up. And I also put it down the way that I kind of am deliberate with the texture. So if I know that there's going to be streaking and texture, then it's better to be kind of deliberate with it than trying to kind of be very kind of fluid with it, because that never works out for me. So I'm just, instead of trying to do very, you know, stripes like this quickly, I'm just putting texture into the hat already like this with a little circular movements. And this way, the texture that is there will look deliberate, and it also will look a bit woolly, and that's a woolly hat. So I'm kind of catching two birds with one stone. How is the expression? Probably got it really wrong. Sometimes my English really fails me. Most of the days, it's kind of going okay. You know, I'm relatively decent, considering it's not my native language. But then some days it's just, English doesn't English today. So basically, I'm just being, you know, deliberate. I'm not trying to be smooth. So I'm doing more circular movements and scribbles here. And this will give an effect that this is kind of like a knit of some sort. But I do want to put everything down now in one go without leaving it too long, so I wouldn't get too harsh of lines or differences. So I won't look at the chat before I actually have the blue color down. Sorry, whoops. So, yeah. And I can even, occasionally, I even add some extra texture in some spots. And then when I put the shading in, it's going to be very dark at the back here. But this is going to be one of the last things I probably will shade anyway, because now the paper is going to be fairly wet from all that water-based marker. So I'm just going to leave it until it's nice and dry, because otherwise I'm just going to rip the paper up with pencils and they won't lay here very nicely. Oh, hi, Emma. Yeah, Shen is fine. We did go to the doctor. I think I told you, yeah. We did go to the doctor and she got her antibiotics, but she's doing flying at the moment. She is happy out, as perky as ever. All the traces of the infection seem to be gone. And no loose poops, okay? Too much information here now, probably. Sorry if I disturbed you. See, and I put a little bit here and a little bit there. And I'm going to put already kind of first shadows here, just to make my life a bit easier. Create the darker areas already. Why not? Now, what did I miss? Sorry. And you can see now, you know, that this texture is totally deliberate. And it does look a little bit like knit, especially if the pencils go on top of there. So. Guys, you have used Neos in this book. Yeah, I use Neos on this page. That background here is Neos. Oh, I can't see probably because you can't see the full page. Okay, this is Neos. That background here, the kind of a out of focus trees in the background. That's done with Neos. Oh, hi, Diane. I didn't even see you there. See, that's why I need to go back. And I think, Maria, I might try Black Widows. I haven't. Why I will try Black Widows? Because I haven't used them for a long time. I don't know why. Sometimes you just kind of forget about pencils. I like Black Widows, but I do like with any pencils, you know, you kind of put them away for a while and you forget about them. So I haven't used them for quite a while. I'm just adding a bit of texture to the hat. Now it looks very dark at the moment, but once it dries, it actually becomes quite a lot paler. So if it looks kind of very harsh at the moment, don't you worry about it. It'll soften. I think my son is playing online, so if you hear some weird shouting in the background, that's himself being very enthusiastic about his gaming. Okie doke. Now I also want to do that stripey thing. So I basically want the stripes in 3 colors. I want blue. Then I want green and yellow. Blue. Green, yellow, blue. Green, yellow, blue. This is now going to be very, fascinating. Looking at me, coloring stripes. Wow. The riveting content we make here. Emma, you speak better English than everyone around you. Thank you, Emma. But hardly. Maria, today I have recorded 3 videos without putting the camera in record mode. Wow. 3 times. What is wrong with me? Oh my God. Maria, sorry. You must be frazzled, you poor thing. You have a lot going on, okay? No wonder. So I wanted to put that blue somewhere else as well on her, but I didn't want it to dominate. So, I thought I'm doing those stripes. Happy Saturday. Wendy's coloring. This is an uncolored book for me, hoping you can inspire me to work in it. It's so lovely. I can never make myself to start in it. Yeah, it is really genuinely a pretty book. It was, by the way, the same case. Maria got me working in it. Basically, she said, let's do it. Let's just do body color in it. And we picked a page and we went for it. And I'm so happy that I did because I really enjoy coloring in it. The paper is lovely, especially with pencils. It is. Oh, you can put some water in it. Not that it loves it, but it can cope with some water, but it needs to be more of a opaque watercolors or something like neocolors, maybe. Neocolors definitely, you can use here. So yeah, you can definitely do things here. Different, but I've so far really enjoyed pencils here, especially funnily enough, I like here Faber-Castell Black Edition pencils. For some reason, those pencils work really, really well on Korean paper. Not just this book. I've tried them in several Korean books, and for some reason, they just match made in heaven. They work so well on Korean paper. Or, the type of a paper that Korean books are on. I don't know. I like Black Widows too, but they are finicky on some papers. I love the texture and colors. I have the full sets and don't use them enough. Yes, same here. But what I'm trying to do now, it might be that I'm taking the Black Widows out, I'm trying them on this paper and I say nope, and I switch pencils. And that's okay too. We don't need to force Black Widows here. As we all know, the fact that pencils don't work on certain papers very well doesn't necessarily mean they're bad pencils. It's just not all of them like the same papers. But I would like to try them here. I have kind of feeling that they might be okay here. Like, no guarantees, of course, but I have this vague feeling that they might be okay. Just got my video camera, I can start recording. Ooh, cool! Go on. Do it. Okay, so now I need kind of a green, but maybe I need a warm green. So where's my scribbly paper? Okay, I have a scribbly paper here. So yeah, that one should work. Sorry. I have this habit that I constantly stick anything that I can't hold at the moment. I tend to stick into my mouth. So if I'm speaking weirdly, that means that I possibly have a marker or pencil in my teeth. I use the Farben pencils and they love layering on this paper, oil-based instead of wax. I've heard, like, Farben is one of those pencils that I have heard, since I started coloring, I think, I have heard people saying, oh, they're great pencils, they're lovely. And they seem to be very easy to access in the States. And here, sometimes Amazon sells them, but it sells them for like stupid price. Okay, I need to clip the top of the book. It keeps falling on top of me. Okay, now that's better. So there's like something like 80 euros that set and something like this, on Amazon UK. It's like, nope, I'm not paying that for what is essentially a set of budget pencils. So no, I have never been able to try them. Maybe one day. Never know. I do enjoy. They're kind of a bit harder pencil, aren't they? I do enjoy myself. Harder pencil, but then again, I am knee deep in pencils, and I probably should not contemplate getting any more at the moment, anyway. Okay. Oops. See, I knew I was going to do that. I missed some of the stripes. Oh, hopeless. 1, 2. That's better. Oh, I knew I was going to do that. Emma, I forgot to say I did find somewhere that did actually do the black edition open stock. Really, Emma? Okay, you need to send me a link because that would be great. I have 2 pencils that are getting very short and they're the pencils that I really need. They're kind of like strong skin shadows pencils. And these always wear down very fast for me. Candace, are the Farben like Marco Renoirs? I don't think so. I don't know. I can't really say. Never tried these pencils, so. Leading Skies Vintage. I am in Canada and agree with city prices on Amazon. Yeah. Emma, except Holbeins, you should definitely get these. I do not have Holbeins in my budget, okay? They are not cheap. Okay, and now I need something yellow here, but kind of like pale yellow, like primrosy. That's a bit, actually that will do fine. Candace, I love Renoir, but use them sparingly because no open stock. They were my first set of real pencils. Real pencils. What I never tried Renoirs either. Somehow they didn't come to my orbit. You know, I just never was very aware of them. Are they good? I'm just doing yellow stripes now. Not very kind of a contrasty stripes, but a bit. And once the shadows go in, it's going to look actually quite nice. And now I want that scarf really, really pale pink. And I mean pale. The beigey pink, maybe? Chris, that price is insane. I bought a 96 set of Spirifarben a few years ago for $50 as a budget alternative to polychromos. Yeah, for $50 I could see that, yeah, maybe I would try them out. But I will not pay like almost €100 for them. That's just, I don't think they're worth it. I'm sorry, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm bad-mouthing pencils that would totally be worth it, but I kind of doubt it. Okay, I'm testing now this pencil. Is it... Yeah, that's basically the color that I need. Like really pale. See, those pales, like they're almost impossible to find in water-based markers. And this set, you know, these sets have them. And it's very annoying that they discontinued them. So I'm sorry that I'm using materials that you can't really get anymore, but they're still good. Okay, so I'm trying to draw now some sort of a shadow legend here. So maybe there's going to be dip here. And there's definitely going to be shadow inside here. Several layers. And as always, it is possible to layer several layers with a water-based marker, even on wet, as long as you are super gentle on the paper. Like if I put it near the microphone, I'm putting it near the microphone and kind of doing several layers. That's how silent it should be. It just should be very, very gentle touch. And then you can actually put several layers of water-based marker down. I'm just doing kind of very gentle shadows here. I want this scarf to be like almost white, but with pinkish undertone. I'm see. Yeah, that's pretty much as close as I can get you. Is that okay? I hope it's okay, because I can't get you much closer without the picture quality going poof. And I don't want to pull the camera down, because that probably will give you a bit of a seasickness. Camera up, camera down, you know, the swinging of the camera. Okay, I found a set of markers at the thrift shop so I can compare. Emma, I don't either, but that didn't stop me. Yeah, you and your Holbeins. I know you sing praises to them, and you're making me very, very curious. I'd like to kind of try with a small set, maybe, of them. See, I'm building actually the marker up. And I can do that because it's very light, so I can gently build up. Because I don't think I'm going to be doing much pencil work on the scarf at all. Maybe a little bit, but not much. I'm more tapping or dabbing the marker in than kind of rubbing or, you know, basically I'm being super gentle. That's sorry. Renoir's Renoir remind me more of Derwent Lightfast or Loomis, kind of that beefy texture as opposed to Polish, which I find smoother. But I love Lightfasts. Okay, now Roxy, you do not need another set of pencils. Do not go to AliExpress and hunt them down. Because it will happen, you know it will happen. Crayola Super Tips are water-based and have light pale colors at the bargain price. Yeah, they do have some, yeah. Pretty nice colors, yeah. But I like the tips of these ones a bit better, and there are some, you know, some extra pales that even the Crayola ones just don't have. But they are totally usable, like they're nice. There's some nice colors there. Okay, so does it look now okay, or do we need more? Because a lot of this, I'm going to kind of, you know, I will put some pencil on it, but I won't take it much darker. I don't even want strong contrast here. I kind of want her a bit dreamy. Maybe a bit sharper here at the top. Chris, use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. Yes. That is a good saying, Chris. Serena, agreed with the super tips commentary. They are an absolute bargain. Love to use them too. Yeah, and they dissolve with water really well. They are absolutely fantastic for, you know, if you like to, for example, use them as occasionally as watercolor. Just, you know, scribble onto the I used old cutting mat, but there's Neocolors, you know, the Carantage palettes and whatever. They're great for that. Okay, and let's do the blossoms. I think that might even be too. That's too pale. Can you believe that? It's too pale. Yeah, there's. I need a cooler pink though. Did that one work? It's still on kind of like peachy side. I want a different color. I'm gonna go with that one anyway. Sorry. Use what you got these times, yeah. Okay, so let me see. You can get a 12 set of Holbein. I read that. Holbeins remind me of a cross between the Posca pencils and the Prismas. I have not tried Posca pencils. They are on my list, but the list is at the moment banned. I really want to try them. I've heard amazing things about them, but yeah. If I would like to get them, I kind of would want to get the 48 set, you know. You get 12 set of Holbein for around 25, so not too bad. I have just colored with Crayola World Series. Oh, Maria, did you? I find the nibs on these ones can be a bit painful. Serena, Ornica, I love how you created the texture so soft, velvety. Do you mean the hat? Or do you mean the scarf? Yeah, I wanted to just give scarf a little bit, like I'm leaving most of it pretty much white. So the blossoms. Okay. So I'm going to give them a little bit of a Like, I'm trying to do majority of the work with the water-based markers, but you know, they don't need to be these. I'd say you can do the same thing with Crayola or any other pastel water-based markers. Or if you want to go in here with the alcohol markers, you can do that too. I just, for some reason, I have this thing that I don't want to, you know, although it is technically one-sided, but the artworks on the other side are so pretty that I don't want to kill them. So I'm just putting some color and texture into these flowers. More into the center and leaving the edges a bit lighter. The usual, you know, how you do the flowers. We're not going for realism here, you know, this image is not drawn as realism. You know, do something cute. By the way, I've discovered that those pages in this book actually go surprisingly, I'm not saying fast, but faster than usual for me. I don't know what it is with it, but they kind of come together pretty painlessly. Laura, it's almost midnight. I will lurk for a little while and then go to bed. Oh, thanks for streaming. Thank you for coming, Laura. We will do our best to stay safe. And you have a good sleep. Tomorrow's Sunday. You can sleep long, hopefully. Cindy, I bought the 180 set of the Zieg Real Brush pens the other day. Ooh, you're gonna have so much fun. Amazon had them on sale. I haven't used them yet. I have the Tombos that I bought when the Aussie dollar was at the parity with the US dollar. I love the Zieg Real Color pens. They are fantastic. So easy to blend with. They have a bit of a learning curve, you know, you just need to get used to how the brush, you know, tip works. At first, if you're just used to kind of nibs like this, they can be a bit harder to control. So it just takes a bit of practice. But once you get hang of them, they are so nice. They just blend pretty much on every paper. They will go, especially darker colors though, will go cheerfully through. They're juicy. So you have to be careful. But I have done like R.J. Hampson backgrounds with them, you know, with like proper strong blends, you know. So many things that can be done with them. They're fantastic. And the color choices are also so good. Sorry, I was going on the tangent now about the Zieg pens. Oh, hi, Holly! Tried desperately to finish a page. Oh, desperation and coloring should not be in the same sentence, my dear. Then again, I know very well how it feels like. I get that pretty much end of every month. I don't have any pages. What am I going to show to people? For my labors. Yeah, I'm on a kind of a slow colorist, like yourself, Holly. Candace, I've officially put myself in use what you got mode, no boy, until November. I won't count rewards gift cards though. Life has shown me that no boy doesn't really work for me. That's why I kind of have this thing that I can't buy immediately, okay? That I can put things into my basket or maybe put them, you know, save the link or whatever way, you know, whatever site I'm on. But I'm not allowed to immediately buy something the moment I see it you know, see somebody else using it and they're amazing and it looks amazing, and then of course I'm going to be them the moment, you know, I buy those goods. I'm going to do stuff just as cool as they do, and you know, their talent is going to come to me via the art supplies. It's like that's not how it works. So that's how my impulse buys usually happens. You know, it's kind of like immediate. Once it's been sitting in the basket for a while, let's say for 2-3 days, I usually am not that much pushed anymore and I can think clearly again. But yeah, the first impulse is like, yeah, I'm going to be great. My pages are going to look amazing if I only get this thing, because, you know, let's say Maya's talent is definitely going to travel to me through these pencils or these paints or that book or whatever. Or whoever it is, Maya was just an example. Andre, I've just got 24 postcards from Vinted this week and I love them already. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on Vinted as well, just in case I'm finding something delicious like that there. Yeah, a lot of talk about Holbein here. So how are these Posca pencils? Oh, hi, Amy. Hi. Sorry, I didn't see you coming in. You see, that's why I need to kind of occasionally scroll through the comments as well. So pretty much everybody has decided that they need to have Posca pencils. Okay. Hollyberry colors. I've done too many mythographic pages this month. Oh, I meant to do mythographic page this month as well. I'm still hoping to, but I can't see myself having actual time to do it. Mythographic pages take me forever. Forever. Because I always get carried away with them also. Like, even if I think, oh, I'm just going to do it fairly simple. You know, I have the colors in my head. I have kind of, you know, the effect in my head. And then once I start working on it, I just go to town. I can never do a little simple mythographic page. It just, my brain just forces me to go nuts. Okay, so I'm going to make that leaf here green. Oh, the center is going to be yellow, I presume. Emma, I was doing really well for completed pages, but then my daughter's dad and my closest friend had a heart attack. Oh, Emma! So coloring's gone by the by. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Emma. Oh, thank you, Emma. That's a compliment. You're as good as Maya. Thank you. Amy, that's okay. I'm doing a rush order Milimerota page. Rush order page. That's a good expression. I have to remember that. I'm doing a rush order page. Stay away, people. It's a rush. Okay, I'm dabbing some green into these beads. Then I'm dabbing some, but I probably will go onto these beads eventually. I'll put just some dots of gel pens there. You know, I think. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do yet. Holly, mythographics take me forever too, Annika. Yeah, it's just hopeless. But thing is, they do take forever, but usually I don't remember a mythographic page. Actually, I do have a couple that I wasn't particularly happy about, but most of the times I am happy with the result. They do take a long time, but you get a cool result out of it. But at least, you know, in my head, it's a cool result. This is all, of course. Why did I leave this white? I meant to do that blue as well. See, distracted woman here. Okay, that's better. That's better. Okay, and the hair, okay, I'm also going to do the branches. I think I need kind of like, I don't want brown. I want kind of like grayish, warm gray. And then I want to give the hair kind of an ochreish color because I want them actually red, the hair. But to have red hair, it's nice to have kind of like ochre base. So, sorry. Louise, oh, Canada. Oh, hi, Louise. Emma, it was awful. I keep getting cold sweats thinking what could have happened. I'm so sorry, Emma. Oh, I hope he's pulled, you know, through okay. Everything is fine, you know. Amy, in progress. The Millie group project is due on 29th, and some people haven't responded to the pages were reallocated to us last night. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Oh, you're doing kind of like color the whole book thing. I didn't know that. I find Millie Marotta a huge challenge. Not throwing a shade onto her. I just don't know how to color her. I genuinely don't. Okay, I have just discovered that there's a lonely little bud there that I totally missed, and I don't remember. Sorry, what marker I used. I think it was that one. If it wasn't, it'll be gum. Correct one. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We're flying it. I just want to... Like the tip on the other side is kind of like your usual felt tip, like this. So for fine details like this, that's nice. And that can also be used a little bit for doing, like sometimes I put really, if I want really sharp shadows, I put them in with darker water-based marker. So I wouldn't have to work that hard with pencils. And these tips are good for that too. They're actually quite fine. You can do super fine lines with them. Like this. You know, they look like they're, you know, chunky, but you can actually go very, very fine with them. Canadians are proud. Aww. Emma, I know we'll never be together again, but I love this stupid sorrow. Oh, Emma, I know. That's why, you know, like, love doesn't always need to be romantic. Yeah, I want those branches and have more so grayish, or, you know, then it's actually on her page as well. They're more done in grays than browns. I don't think warm brown would actually, you know, or brown would look that great in here, but that's, you know, that's just my kind of, with that, the colors I have in my head. I'm not saying that it wouldn't look great in any of the interpretations, but the way I see it, I don't want them to be brown. Oh, fellow Canuck here in snowy, cold Saskatchewan. Oh, minus 29. Wow. See, I've just, you know, I've been in contact with Jackie, Sperum Studio, and she, you know, has sent kind of sends updates of the upcoming week in Australia at the moment with temperatures like plus 45 Celsius and so on. And then you have other extremes like minus 29. But but I would rather take minus 29 than plus 45. That's me. I know I'm a weirdo. I don't like heat. I can very well cope with cold, and you can always put more clothes on or heat the room or whatever, but you cannot take your skin off, and it can be a problem. Okay, I think I need to do the centers of the flowers, give them a bit of yellow, and then I put some ochre onto her hair, and then I'm just going to grab the pencils and we'll go into the face. So not too long left. So what was it again? I just said what I was going to do and then promptly forgot about it. Because that's the way it works. Emma, he's okay provided I don't kill me with my cooking and Willow doesn't kill him with stress. Oh. I'm like all my fingers and toes crossed for you, Emma, okay? Big hugs. Amy, yeah, we're doing the complete animal adventures. I already did 2 pages in the project. This will be a 3rd. Wow. Lots of people find her pages intimidating. I hope to ease that concern. Yeah, people keep telling me, oh, just color it, kind of, ignoring all the curlicues and patterns. My brain just won't let me. I'm sorry. I have a faulty brain. I'm going to put that yellow into the centers here. Just trying to keep it fairly delicate. Not overdoing it. Okay, and now I need kind of an ochreish color. That is too yellow. I need ochre, ochre, ochre. That will work. It's a bit too brown. I need something brighter. See, there's never correct color. Oh, that one I think would do. It's kind of like pale ochre or Naples yellow or something like that. Oh, no, well, it's pale ochre. Okay. I would like to see what's going on with the chat. Yeah, my book, my way. That's right. Emma, yeah, I know he drove me mad as a partner, but sometimes I tell him I love him anyway, just to see him cringe. Living Skies Vintage, we get the plus 40s in the summer. Oh, wow. Okay. No. I don't want that. I was just hoping that, that's a nice place, nice and breezy, cold. And then you go with plus 40s in the summer. I did not sign up for that. See, that's exactly the color I was looking for. This is basically going to be highlights in the red hair. And it's, it's correct. It's right as a base for red hair. And the shade of red that I want just kind of a fairly bright red hair. Andrea, sorry if it's a silly question, but does this group have a private Facebook group where we could be connected? Don't know if that's a thing, but it would be awesome. It kind of would be awesome, but my thing is that I don't really do Facebook much. Well, I have Facebook. I just don't know, like, I wouldn't have a clue, for example, how to set up a group there. I can do Instagram groups. I can do all sorts of things with Instagram and, several other apps. But not, for some reason, Facebook. So if somebody wants to help and set it up, I'm all for it. But I probably won't be that person. Amy, easier to warm up than cool down. Exactly, people. Emma, oh, I take the -29. You can take a skin off, but unfortunately you can only do it once. Okay, yeah, okay, Emma. I get your point. Wendy, I'm with you. Much rather have cold than the heat. Yes, my people. Cindy, we're about to have a heat wave. Jackie gets it first and it gets a lot hotter there. I am not moving today. Oh, I would stay inside underneath the air conditioner. I presume at least, that's a standard thing. If you get weather like this, I would expect there to be air conditioner. I would not move from the house. Not going out into that. No, 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 no. Okay, now I'm just going to put some texture already into the hair. Since I'm here, and I have the marker in my hand. And as I said, it looks, quite dark or contrasty at the moment when I'm putting it in. But once it dries, it's actually super subtle. And I don't know if the microphone catches it, but I'm so gentle with the marker that it doesn't even make much noise. And if you are that gentle, you can actually put many, many layers of water-based marker on, and it basically self-blends. You just have to be barely touching the paper. You see? I just keep adding and nothing pills anywhere. So, you can do it! Just think about with feelings. Have feelings. Gentle, loving touch. Gosh, that sounded weird. Gentle, loving touch. Living Skies Vintage. Well, I need to get supper started. We'll lurk and listen for a bit. Oh yeah, that's great. We'll be a great company for you while you're cooking your dinner. I've had live streams on like this. Can't take part myself much, but it's nice to listen, kind of a chatter. Louise, we are in extreme cold warning, -27, but with wind chill -36. Oh yeah, that's harsh. You don't get these too often, but when you do, yeah. You kind of need to cover your face when you're going outside. Wants to pinch off your nose. Okay. Oh, I need to put a bit more darkness here because I want that bit to be a bit darker, and here underneath the chin. Kind of pretty dark there, but I'm gonna do that mostly with pencils. Okay, I think I'm going to put some color onto that tie here as well that is holding together the jacket. And now I'm going to dig out the pencils. I'm going to put these markers away so I could actually have room for pencils on this desk. Jess, sorry, I was lurking here there a while off to bed. Now Paige is looking at me. Thank you, Jess. And good sleep to you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us for a while. Emma, how cold is too cold though? Because there's a place in Russia where it gets down to -70. Yeah, there are harsh places like this. But they're also, if it happens regularly, then the places know how to cope with it. Whereas if, we would get something like this, basically, it would be a disaster because the country is not ready for it. Okay, so where's my black widows? Found them. I'm going to pull you back. There you go. If your fingers fall off, it might be a bit too chilly. Stephanie, we have the opposite here in Texas. We have sleet and snow. I would rather have the cold than the heat. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Yes, in northern Canada too, you should stay in, but always be prepared for more than a few days. Yeah. Maria, good night. Thank you for coming and staying us for a while. I know it's very late for you. I hope you're gonna get good rest. Oh my, I could not handle that. Serena, that's actually my favorite pencil case I own. That is a good pencil case. Let me just pull it open. I like the pencil cases that have single slots. I know that people have different preferences, you know, what they prefer. I like mine that, you know, open like this, like books, and that have the single slot system like this. It just works better for me. I actually have a sweatshirt. Aren't you proud of me? Well, I do mostly have them someplace, but more often than that, I just look at the lids. I need... Okay, this time I actually want some warm grays. So I would like to get like spider web. Can I actually find it? Spider web, here you are. Spider web. I want to have something purplish undertoned. Oh, here we are. Brown bog. Close your ears. In Yakutsk in Siberia, they have these cute wee tents that for the cars to stop them freezing. Oh yeah, yeah. They basically know what to do and how to cope. And you know, if you're told about people in Yakutsk about electric cars, they would probably laugh in your face because the car batteries just, you know, wouldn't last in that cold. That would just drain the batteries. Louise, I'm so glad that I'm retired and not have to take the bus to work and back like I used to. Yeah, I can get that. Sadly, not retired yet. And there's no buses where I work anyway, so I'm driving, which is even more adventurous because of in Ireland, if there's ice cream, I'm taking. And I'm taking mushroom and blush because we don't have winter tires. Like, it's almost unheard of to have winter tires on any cars. And if it's icy, the driving is an absolute nightmare. It's like risking your life, literally. Okay, I also took fairy floss because I want nice blushed, kind of pinched frosty cheeks. And I need something light blue. Yeah, that one would work. Picasso Sky, which is like pale bluish, slightly lavenderish vibe. I'm also going to take washed purple for some shadows. I usually just take out kind of selection of stuff. I'm probably not going to end up using them all, but I will, some of them. And now I need a really, really pale cream. Something, maybe oyster as well. Yeah, oyster is nice neutral. And something warmer but really pale. That's actually one thing that I find can be a bit problematic. All the yellows are very yellow. I find it hard to find that really kind of a pale yellow. Kind of a cream. Light yellow is too yellow. Let me see if I look there. Actually there is. Yeah, that one is probably the closest. Okay. Well, we'll see how it's going to work out for us. Oh, I need red as well, because there's also lips. So I'm taking fire. And I'm also taking kind of a sherbet, which I can combine that fire with. And then let's see what's going to happen. And let's get closer again. Emma, are you going to say Holbein? Yes. Oh. Okay. Hi, Dana. Sorry I missed you. I was busy counting pencils. Oh. Single slot, Serena. Yes, single slot girls, unite. Yoo-hoo! Dana, we are fine. We're fine, people. Bloody ferret is digging at my leg. Sorry. Linda, I love the names of the Black Widow pencils. Yeah, they're really cute names. Okay, now I will need to annoy you a tiny bit. I need to get a couple of them a bit sharper. You can cover your ears. I'm giving you a fair warning. I think I want these 4. I just want a good tip on them. Because it's a smallish face. And I don't want it all smeared with something. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with that cream. And I'm going to put a little bit of a cream here as a bit of a reflection. I know it's probably not even visible. Can I get you a tiny bit closer? Okay, is that better? Hopefully the quality didn't go down very badly, because that's essentially digital zoom now. But you should be able to see better. I am total wuss about the cold. Oh. That's an adventure no one wants. Oh, hi, Coloring View. Hi. Emma, my friend's dad is super organized. He's probably the only person in the whole of the UK who does put winter tires on his car. Wow. Ooh, Black Widow's pencil set. I love these sets. Yeah, they're fantastic. Okay, so... Oh, at the rock. I'm so sorry what I'm doing with your name. Hi, at. I'm so sorry. Candace, Emily Illustrator said he got the names of the pencils through Facebook fans, I believe. The fudge one is a pretty pink, but I don't associate fudge with pink. Is it like strawberry fudge? Christina! Hi, Christina! I am so sorry. I just... okay. Hi, Christina. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Strawberry fudge socks. Okay. Now we went into this. Okay, so I'm going to put kind of like a bit of a pale cream here. And maybe a little bit here on the forehead. I haven't made up my mind yet about how they lay on this paper, but you'll hear about it soon enough, but I think. And now I had that really pale blue, which is called Picasso Sky. I'm being super gentle with it, and I'm going to put it here. Just for funsies, kind of a bit different shading. It won't look very unnatural though, but it just gives kind of different temperature. It's very light. So far, I kind of like them here, but I need to see how they actually eventually blend, you know? Because the first impressions don't really tell you that much. Okay, so I'm bringing it here to the chin here. So from here to here, I'm going to put this stripe of cold tones. And I might take that coldish color here and put underneath the lip as well. Actually, I'm looking for my warm gray here. Hi, Audrey. Montreal, yay! We have such a cool international bunch here. Okay, so I am putting now, this is pure gray, like this is spider web. Underneath the lip here, and I'm making a bit of a shadow here. Like sharper shadow. And I also want to create shadow here, so I'm going underneath the hat. I'm drawing the shadow for myself where it's going to be. So I want it to be about that far. In my head, the hat is kind of showing that it's kind of standing away from the face a little bit. Is it too washed out? Can you see what I'm doing? Should I change the... See, it's all very light colors in the beginning. It's hard to get them to show up. First layers. Because you don't want to go too dark immediately. Okay, so I'm going here and here. There's going to be a bit of a dip. I think I need something. I actually want it a bit darker than it is at the moment. So I will need to add, well, I will add anyway some darker tones there. And there's going to be shadow here. And it's running to the tip of the nose, like this. And there's going to be like this. I'm basically building the nose here, you know, how it's going to look like. And since she's a Korean girl, I am not going to do a big kind of, the eyelid needs to stay pretty flat here. I'm not going to give it a heavy crease, but I am going to put a little bit of a crease here, so it would look a bit more natural. Okay, what is happening in the chat? Because I have a fear of missing out, okay? So I will occasionally stop and read the chat, because that's half of the fun. Does anyone want a really annoying ferret called Princess? Oh, hi, Yana! Hi! How are you? Just home from work and awaiting what this awful winter storm is going to bring. Lots of snow, 24 degrees and single to below 0-digit temperatures. Been snowing all day through Monday. Yeah, I know that it's rough, but it's also beautiful. And you probably don't want to hear that I miss the snow, because I haven't had snow for so long. So I want to bring that shadow here slightly curved in here to the corner of the eye, and then I'm going to create a bit of it there. And now I need to also put shadow underneath the nose. And I don't do actually that often. I'm experimenting myself. Usually I don't do shadows with gray. I usually do them with more purple tones, but I will go in eventually with purple tones as well. I want to lengthen that eyebrow. I don't like that eyebrow. That eyebrow is not good. Well, for what I want. I need pencil. That is okay. Sorry, you probably can't see anything. I need pencil that is good for doing eyebrows, but I can't be black eyebrows because she's a redhead. So let's take Rusty. And I can always make it darker eventually, but I'm taking Rusty first. Sorry, I have to now sharpen it. Okay. Let's go back to the detail. All right, and I want to build that eyebrow a little bit further here. This is kind of a tiny flicks, directional flicks, and I'm trying to go over the line also and kind of do it in reddish brown, because she's going to be a redhead. I might give some extra strands to dark with a darker brown eventually as well to kind of give a color variation. But I think that looks a little bit better as an eyebrow. Negative, what? Sorry, I missed something. Negative 10 degrees right now, Jana. Okay. 24, where Audrey is. And there I was complaining about the rainy days and 0 degrees. Candace, hi Jana, same here. Not sure how many inches we shall get. Wow. Wow. I miss snow too. Yeah, it's a bit, perhaps an avalanche, Valerie. Oh, a well-timed avalanche. Coloring view. I am in DC area and the storm has moved to appear tomorrow night. Okay. Compared to you people, we have at the moment fairly tame weather here. Well, the thing is, it seems to be that here in Ireland, we often get the main storms for some reason in February, as opposed to January. So I'm just putting the shadows down here. And I'm also going to put a bit of a crease underneath the eye. Now. And this one there. And this one there. Okay, now I need something darker. Where's my favorite shadows? Okay, this is now the next one I'm working with is Brown Bug, which is a slightly purplish brownish tone, which I really like for skin shadows often. So I'm possibly working over that gray area with it a little bit. I'm building now again. I have not figured out a skin method that can be majorly rushed. Some of them are a bit slower than others, you know, and faster. Like Prismacolor skin is probably the fastest. Also, Warmer skin is pretty fast. They're both super soft pencils, so obviously. So I am going to drop a bit more here too. There we go. Eyebrow looks good. Thank you. Jana, I guess it will be me and the shovel. My coloring porch is too cold to work out there, so I will have to roll my desk into the living room. Oh, off work next 2 days. I'm not sure how I will get out of my drive as it does not get plowed. Ouch. Oh, I remember the me and the shovel moments. They were not fun when I was my 20s and 30s. Wouldn't even want to think about them now. Shockstone is my smallest Black Widow. I figured out the darkest brown is the shortest in all my sets. Mine is usually kind of a dark purplish, like really, really dark brownish purple or purplish brown. Because I tend to like using that tone for shadows. Especially for skin, but for many shadows. I like creating shadows with these. So, yeah. Mine tends to be that sort of a like brown bug or really dark, deep purples. They go fast in my case. Okay, now I need to be gentle here because that's pretty damn dark. They are telling us 2 feet of snow. Ouch. That's not fun to shovel. My she sled? She sled? What is that? She sled. Okay, I don't know what it is, but it's displaying 21 degrees. I will have to dig myself out as I work on Tuesday. Oh. One of our worst storms ever was back in March 1966. People have to be shoveled out of the house. Did you see the footage from Kamchatka where the big, like 9-story buildings had snow pretty much up to the roof? Because there's some really harsh snow conditions there at the moment. Like they essentially had to tunnel to their cars. I posted a snowy show just for you, view. Prismacolor skin is the fastest, but polys give the smoothest finish. It takes time and patience, though. Yeah. I find that I get super smooth skin also if I take my time now, okay, if I don't rush. I get light fast skin also comes out gorgeous. And actually, so does luminance skin. I can't say dislike, but my not particular love, let's put it that way, of luminance doesn't have anything to do with the performance. They are genuinely good pencils. It's just I for some reason don't enjoy them very much, but I do get good results with them, as funny as it is. Okay, so soft and diffusing here, bringing it here. I don't want to try to make her skin like super realistic anyway. She's not really drawn super realistic way. But I tried to give her some interest. At the moment she looks very sickly, doesn't she? Okay, now I'm getting more of that cream in there. Let's see if I can. Okay, my son is passionate about Mario Kart. I don't know if you heard him in the background, but there was some roaring. What is the difference between the spade and the shovel? Spade is bigger and flatter, I think. Or is it opposite? Jeez, okay, now I'm getting mixed up myself. Yeah, I'm just as confused. Oh, she sled, my version of the man cave. Sorry. Oh, my art room where it warms up. My brain isn't braining. In 2 days, we did over 100,000 in sales. Phew. I have worked the past 3 days and it was intense. Wow. I love the few light, fast, and luminance I have. They're the only sets that I have proper dark, deep colors. Yes, that is one of the reasons I probably love them so deeply. They really have deep darks. I don't think any other pencil set really, at least the ones I have, they just don't have the same darks. But in this instance, for that little girl here, I am not trying to get her much deep darks, to be honest. I have to say that the Black Widows laid down better on this paper. Not Black Widow, sorry. Black Edition lays down better on this paper. These ones are okay also, the Black Widows. But somehow Black Widows just go down like super creamy. Okay, now we need to do pink cheeks. She has jaundice. She looks anemic, but cute. I love this method of shading. Gray, purple. Yeah. It'll be fine eventually, okay? I just like sometimes playing with different ways. And she will also change quite a bit once I put the lips in. Because at the moment she doesn't have lips. And she will have lips if I have something to say about it. So now I'm just massaging gently the paper. Also something that sounded slightly wrong, but you know I didn't mean it like that. Okay, so now I need to put the cream on top. I need something stronger than cream. I need peach. Where is peach? Okay, I didn't take peach out, did I? I need to get something nice and peachy. I'm taking tanned. That's kind of the close what I want. I'm putting that on top of that purple now to kind of take a bit of that purpleness out. Neutralize it a bit. And I'm taking it slightly out from the purple as well. Like this. Just to have a bit more healthy skin color. just wanted her to look a little bit different. It gets boring to do all the portraits exactly the same all the time. Emma, coloring with Kate did a video about pencils she has to supplement her sets and the darker shades of light fast in there. Yeah, I totally understand it. I have now kind of a set of light fast next to me all the time, kind of like limited set, not all of them, but a limited set of light fasts pretty much next to me constantly. The 36 set is actually very good for, you know, if you just wanted kind of like supplementary kind of a set of good interesting colors. Then the 36 set is really nice. Okay, I think I might need to give a little bit more of a shadow here. Yeah, they don't go down as creamy as Black Edition, Faber-Castell Black Edition does on this paper. But they go down nice enough. Okay, that's Fairy Floss now again. And I keep layering it to get the cheek nice and pink. She does look, not in real life that much anymore. She's getting now better in real life. But when I'm looking at the camera picture, she still looks very much like she's going to expire from tuberculosis any moment now. To be fair, she's looking like I look most mornings. Serena, Annika, you know whom she reminds me of? Anne of Green Gables, I think, because you mentioned she's going to be redhead as well. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. And now I'm adding that fairy floss to pretty much all the areas. So I'm now pinking up her skin. So I built purple, then I put on top something a bit kind of like peachy or, you know, muted orangish. Okay, and now I am also adding fairly bright pink into the shadows and also bringing it out of the shadows. I'm going to put it on tip of the nose, here in the nose shadows. It's basically everywhere where I can, and I also want a little bit on this chin here. It's a very delicate pencil on this surface, on this paper. This pencil, you know, on some papers it's kind of more, I don't know how to say it, stronger or creamier. On this paper, it's a very, very delicate layering pencil. But I think once it gets built up, it's going to be very cute. So I'm going to put some onto her chin. I need to put some gray into the eye, so that eye wouldn't kind of be, you know, weirdly bulging out as it is at the moment. That will knock things back a bit. And now I need to This is now of the cream again. So I'm putting it here at the bottom. Bringing it out here more, so there would be like sunlight falling onto these parts of her face. So I'm creating a soft base with this. Okay, and now I need to create her a mouth very soon. Because at the moment she doesn't have one, and that's a bit sad. Okay, so we need to get... I'm starting with a lighter pencil. Now, this is always going to be a bit of an adventure. Will it come out all right, or will it be awful? Hi, Steph. Hello, everyone. I need a coloring break to escape too much sad reality today. Oh, big hug, Steph. You are very welcome, and you're in the right place. Chris, I just love the effect on the hat. It looks like Chanel. Yeah, it's just water-based marker scribbled. You saw it, you know. Basically nothing else. And then I'm going to darken, you know, the back here and, you know, put some shadows in. But the texture I will leave in because that's what I wanted to achieve. Okay, I meant to do the mouth now and I got a bit distracted, as I do. So I need to get the cheek. Okay, and now I need to... First, lines. Let's be honest, this is going to be interesting. Okay. And the bottom lip, just bring it here. Okay, the lines are down. And we can put... This is, sorry, I didn't say, it's Fire. And this is from, I think, Cobra set. No, I think I need something a bit darker red on the lips as well. So I'm taking Blood Diamond. And I need to sharpen it. So Blood Diamond sharpened. Just to kind of strengthen the color on the upper lip. Please don't smear. Please don't smear. Okay. And I want a little bit red, kind of pinker the cheek. So I need to find a stronger pink. I want more pink in her cheek. Because the lip is now fine. And I'm going to add a bit of red into her nose. Her chin. I don't want her like super strongly shadowed. I don't think it'll work with that style of an portrait. So I'm now literally going with the Blood Diamond and hoping that it won't leave nasty streaks. So I'm being very careful. I want a nice pink cheek. So super gentle movements. I know that kind of a skin and pencil coloring is riveting. It's not fast. And just a little bit more here. And I might... Okay, do I have blush? This is a really interesting color. For very subtle shadows, it's great. I think the main thing that is creating this let me see if I can. I took the gray again. I think I'm getting close to about, you know, how I'm going to kind of leave it. The main thing is now to figure out how to finish off that eye. I need to have a bit more black on some color in her eye and a bit more kind of a stronger upper lid, kind of a line of lashes. But I want to put some brown down first for her eyes. Not much, because that eye is so tiny that you can't really put much into it. So now we put something into it, so it wouldn't look a blank. And now I'm going to, first I'm working it over a bit with cream. This is kind of like almost a smoothing action. By the way, Black Widow also gives pretty smooth skin if you do it a traditional way. I did not want to do kind of your very traditional skin because I just didn't feel like it. But if you do traditional kind of a skin coloring with Black Widows, they do give nice and smooth result as well. Yeah, no, I really love my Black Widow. So many cool colors. Yes, and they have so many colors that are kind of unique to this set that not many other sets do have. They also have really great, like at some stage it was a big craze that everybody was looking for pastel sets, and at the same time they would have had, you know, Prismas and Black Widows, and both of these sets have a very good selection of pastel colors. So let me see if I can maybe strengthen. This is now the gray again, just a little bit adding here. Making the shadow a bit better there. And I'm putting some of the brown bog on top of it. Actually, no, I might put washed purple on top of it. And if doing skin like this, you need to do feather touch, which means, you know, that it just is going to be super slow building, but it will give a nice result eventually. Okay, that's sherbet. Once again, working more into the cheek. I want it to be cold because, you know, she has that woolly hat on and big scarf. It's clearly a crispy cold weather. This is going to be one of those works that is going to be so hard to photograph, because it looks actually all right. You know, even if I'm looking at the difference between, like if I'm looking at it in real life and if I'm looking what's on the camera, there's quite a difference. Because camera, you know, any camera just washes out a little bit more than it is actually washed out. You know, there's actually more shadows and more color in there than it seems to be. Like at the moment, it looks like it's pretty much white on your screen, but it's not actually white. Okay, and we have candy here. I took candy and maybe going over some of the lighter area with candy to just strengthen the color a little bit. And I'm leaving that cool area here because I just feel like it. Sometimes you want the shading to be just a little bit more interesting, you know, and what you're doing every time. Here we go. No, and doesn't she already look better? And not as sickly as she was at first. Patience. And it is very fine, like it doesn't have that, you know, strong pencil texture effect. Okay, and now I need a really sharp black. Do I have a really sharp black? Oh, not really, no. Let me see. This is how short my black is getting. Sorry, I forgot to tell you to cover your ears. Hopefully you can still hear, at least from one ear. Sorry, I'm now going to check my chat as well. How are the Black Widows behaving on Amazon paper? Do you know what? I haven't used them much on Amazon paper. I have used them in Mythographics, and they were nice there. And you know, Hannah Carlson paper, well, depending, like I have used them in the English version and in Dutch version, and they were both nice on that paper. That they were nice on both of these papers. But I don't think, maybe I have tried them in, I don't remember trying them on Amazon paper, but I have tried them on Coloring Heaven paper, and I got along fine with them on that one too. Now I need to turn the thing a little bit. See, you are actually, there's a lot of actually subtle little variations there which really change, you know, how her skin looks, but I don't think it really translates into the camera very well. I'm trying to kind of maybe strengthen it a bit, although, you know, it in real life it's fine. But, you know, camera washes out a little bit. But, you know, her skin looks perfectly fine and healthy at the moment. I need to turn a little bit because I need to be able to angle myself. So I need to slightly darken the lash line on the upper lid to make the eye look a bit more natural. And then pull out a couple of tiny, tiny lashes. No, it's all very delicate here. The whole image is super delicate. So I'm pulling it out tiny bit and just, you know, strengthening that corner. I'm not bringing that lower lid. I'm not bringing the black to the very edge here. I'm just keeping it in the corner here, because if I bring it very strongly at the bottom lid there, it would look super unnatural and weird. Like she has like really weird makeup on. So, okay, sorry. You know, that made her eye look a bit better as well. And I'm going to just give a couple of extra lashes here, just so she would look better there. And oh, I have lost my pencils again. There's ice cream. Candy. Candy was the one I wanted to put more of onto her skin. So, just warming up the skin slightly. Leaving this stripe here the palest, but putting some warmth into the skin somewhere, because otherwise, you know, it just looks a bit dead. So I'm bringing this warm, kind of a peachy tone into it. It's called Candy. Should I try to get her cheek even redder than it already is? I'm putting a tiny bit of fire into it. That was the pencil now I used for the mid-tone for the lips. And just very gently layering a little bit extra on top of it. Now, the face looks at the moment, the face will look better once the areas around the face are going to be shaded as well. If there's only one element shaded, it always looks a bit weird and kind of, you know, off. Once everything else gets colored as well, it'll look better. Okay, and I need the brown bug again. No. And strengthening the shadows here underneath the nose. Bringing it a bit further, because it would throw a bit more shadow the nose. And I'm trying to keep, you know, here the eyelid is kind of the Asian fold. That it's a straight eyelid. But I'm trying not to make her look European, because she's not drawn European, so why would I? Okay, what's happening? Jana, using lavender shades for shading on faces is so good as it's subtle. Yes, it is. Purples and lavenders are really nice for doing shadows. Andrea, without explaining too much, just would like to say that when last year I was going through a very hard time in my life, Albert, the gentleman who created the Black Widows, he had done something incredibly kind and nice thing for me. He's a wonderful person and deserves every support with his amazing pencils. That's right. I have heard also that he is a really, really nice person. So let's support his pencils. Let's use his pencils. So what do you think of this style of face shading? I know that it's not, you know, traditional, but I thought, well, I wasn't really 100% sure, you know, what was it going to be like, but I knew that I wanted to play a bit. She looks very healthy now. Love your method. Thank you. I don't think it's a method, to be honest. It's just something that usually I come up with things on the run, but now I'm just, this is now just me. I keep working. I look how smooth it is. Like, you know, how smooth the skin is. And I didn't even, you know, put a base of pencil down. Like usually to get really smooth a result, you should need to put really pale underlayer down first and then build on top. I went in fairly dark And look at it, you know, there's no pencil texture. It's super smooth. Yes, it takes a little bit of time on this paper at least to build. It is easier on some papers. As I said, on at least some mythographic books, I have tried it. But mythographics have different paper as well. Not all of them are the same paper. But some of them I have tried, and it has really gone down super creamy. I think newer mythographics were the ones that I tried, and they're just so nice on that paper. The world needs more Alberts. Yes, yes, it really does. I have, Candace, I have intrusive thoughts to do the skin last to match everything else on portrait pages. They win sometimes. I don't know why, but I tend to do the skin first on most of my, you know, if I do a portrait page, I tend to do the skin first. And now I'm just kind of fine-tuning the shadows on her face. Just adding tiny bit here and there. The corner of the eye needs to be nice and dark. And it needs to be nice and dark under the nose as well. And I want a little bit of a dip here in the chin. And she looks cute, I think. I think she looks cute. And now we can move on to maybe hat. Hi, Laurie. Hi. I didn't see you. Was sorry sooner. I'm behind the chat because I've been coloring. Surprise! Love to see you. Oh, Christina, love to see you do portraits with Black Widows. It's perfect for the page. Yes, I think that delicateness, you know, this book has such a beautiful, delicate art. And I think it really suits, you know, the very delicate nature of Black Widows. At least on this paper, they behave like really delicate layering pencils. I think the result is pretty. I know that the Rogerton works really nice on this paper as well. Linda Oz, she looks beautiful and healthy now. Really interesting to watch how you did her skin. Yeah, I enjoy doing skin, let's put it that way. I want something a bit darker into the iris, around the iris, kind of. I also, once I put a tiny little white dot into her eye, that also wakes her up. Let me see if I can do it now. It's probably not a good idea to do it before other stuff is done, but let's see. Just tiny. And that wakes, you know, everybody knows that this wakes her up immediately. Andrea, at this point, I'm convinced that I love everything you do. Every single page, every technique. Thank you. I think you must just enjoy the kind of the same method of kind of playing and experimenting, I suspect. Okay, are we doing the hat? Are we doing the hat? This is going to be actually a bit of a challenge because now that I know how the Black Widows behave on this paper, I tipped my electric pencil sharpener into a bin. Whole thing. Then I think it might be a bit of challenge to get very dark here. So I might supplement with something darker, but maybe we'll be fine. Maybe we'll be fine. Let's see. I took out Blue Moon, which I know is not exactly blue. Okay. It's more of a dark. Well, it is blue, yeah. On this paper that, you know, I'm testing the pencils. On this paper, they're like really soft and they go down real creamy. On this paper, they feel harder. So it does, you know, so much depend on what paper you're using them on. So I need to build them here more. It's still going to be fine. So this is Blue Moon pencil. And one of my main objectives here is to give a good darker background to these really delicate pink flowers, which I don't want to give them very strong shading. I will give a little bit of a pencil, you know, there in the middle, but I don't want to go really heavy there because they're supposed to be really light. And I also don't want to gel pen here much. I want to kind of lean on the natural beauty of the line art here. Okay, now it became scratchy, that specific one. I don't remember that doing that. So I'm putting some shadows where those strings or whatever they are falling onto the hat. And then diffusing it. See, I want to preserve somewhat that most of that texture I put into the hat. But at the same time, I also need to create some darker areas so there will be dimension. Now it can really... Okay, I need to sharpen. Like this specific pencil became super scratchy for a moment. No, it's better now. I think there was something in the lead that caused it. And now it's been sharpened off. Yeah, the difference between how it lays down here on this paper, like it goes down like super dark, you know, immediately, very creamily on this paper. And this it's a fairly smooth paper on this book. And on this paper, it just kind of struggles. Not struggles, but it goes down really transparent and subtle. Emma, she looks as though she might step off the page. She's so lifelike. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I think it's a lot of it, you know, that lifelikeness is also, you know, that there are different colors in the skin and that there are in the shadowy areas and certain areas of the face, you know, some where the blood is under the skin, it's going to be very pinkish. Some areas are bluish, you know, there's some yellow areas. And I think if you put those more boldly into the skin, it actually looks more realistic. Do you know what I mean? Candace, I wish all it took to wake me up was a white gel pen touch. Oh, so do I. Yes, Christina, they really do. Yeah, catch lights do make all the difference to the eyes. Just one little dot. Blue Moon is your favorite color in the Black Widow, is it? Is yours scratchy? Because mine is struggling a bit at the moment. So I'm putting a bit of a shadow underneath those, I don't know what they are, beads or strands of some sort, but I'm just going to bring them a bit, you know, create a shadow for them. So they kind of sit on top of the hat. And I'm also going to put some shadow here. Okay. And I want some, you know, a bit darker all around those lighter flowers. So I'm slightly darkening this area as well. I also have out here with me Storm Blue, which is slightly lighter. So I'm going to bring that one in too, just for variation. So it wouldn't be, you know, exactly the same. Just a little bit. And I'm not being as delicate as I was on the face here in the hat, because there's already texture there anyway. You know, you don't need to be as precious here. Just, you know, to get some shading in. And you don't even need to be, you know, super elaborate here. As I said, main work, I think, you know, I'm not going to kill all the texture I put there. So to me, main work there was already done. Just kind of shaping the hat a little bit. And putting in some cast shadows. And that should be it. Why overwork yourself? Okay, and I need to also put some darker area here and here. Okay, I need white Prisma. Where's my white Prisma? I don't have white Prisma, but I have white polychromos. There you go. Just soothing that area a bit. And now I'm putting cast shadows underneath these, whatever they are, beads, strands, ribbons, threads. Some sort of a decoration on top of the hat. And these beads might be one place that I will use a bit of a gel pen. I'm going to probably just dot, you know, gel pens on there to create this kind of a bead effect. It's going to be the easiest way to get them stand out more. I want that area to be pretty light here. Okay, you're going to be pretty dark. You're going to be pretty dark. And now I'm taking polychromos white and see if that is going to give me what I want. Yes. I don't want Prisma white here, that would take over. But that gives me this smooth area. And the texture is still visible because it's transparent. So I didn't feel the texture of the hat. And there we go. The hat is done. I'm not going to go much more into the town with it. Although I do kind of want that even darker than it is. But I might do it. Hello, water-based marker. Yep, there you go. Where's my water brush? I got some new water brushes just recently, like some days ago. And I'm still using my old, really banged up, really tired ones. So, yeah, that's typical. Everything is empty. Okay, that explains it. Sorry, I have to fill my water brush. Okay. Okay, that should be fine. Now, let's take that. Yep, that's better. That's the sort of a contrast I wanted. There are thingies on the hat. Candace, I was wondering if those strings were yarn or like daisy chains. Not a clue, but I think they might be kind of like yarn braids almost or something like that. Serena, lovely people, I'm heading off to sleep. As always, it has been a pleasure chatting to you all. Oh, Serena, thank you for coming and joining us. Have a good sleep, good rest. Tomorrow's another day. Okay, I need to bring it. Okay. We'll see how this is going to work out for us. So more dabbing than rubbing, and like this, bringing the color out, softening it. Okay, it will probably go through somewhat, not much, but yeah, a little bit. It did go through a little bit. But as I said, this book is really one-sided. And if there's a little bit of a blue stain on the sample picture, it doesn't really matter to me much. I wouldn't do the whole thing with alcohol markers, because then I would totally disguise it, but no, that's better. That's all I needed. Okay. And now I need to work on the, okay, I need to move it a bit now. I need to start moving on the jacket or whatever. So I'm taking, here I'm going to be lazy. I'm taking the darkest of the pencils and I'm just going to put some little bit of shading. I'm not going to do anything, you know, super smooth or super careful here. I'm just going to put some shading in here and there. And, you know, because fabric is moving, the shading actually looks better if it's not kind of super regular and smooth here. There's some dips and valleys. Oh. Just a bit of if it looks better if it's a little bit more painterly, if you're not trying to make it super evenly shaded. I need to also find some sort of a green that would work with the green here. You can see I just throw in color here and there. I'm not even blending it out with another pencil or anything, just throwing odd shading in here and there. Making some areas slightly darker, leaving some areas as are. And here, this spot is going to be, you know, because it's underneath the hand, it's going to be darker. Coming from underneath the hair, it's going to be darker. And just flicking it out, because I'm lazy and I don't want to work hard on those stripes. Cindy, I think the hat has raw edges on it. Quite possibly. On the sample picture, it looks though, if you look at the sample picture, they look like, can you see it now? Yeah, okay, focus is back. That's great. See, they look like some sort of a yarn decorations to me from the sample picture. But I can't really tell what they are, you know, exactly. So I'm just doing my own thing pretty much as always. Now I need darker green, and I need some sort of a darker ochre yellow, or kind of a brownish, yellowish brown for those stripes here. They won't take long. I'm not planning to go nuts on them. So I think I need this leaf green, looks pretty nice. And about the leather might look nice on the yellow stripes. So leather and leaf green. Okay, I need to sharpen it again. So I'm going to put, you know, this area, I'm going to make it pretty dark here. So now I'm kind of following what I've been doing previously with the blue pencil. So I'm keeping the shading kind of in the same vein. This is now ultimate lazy. Like, I can work the face for ages, but I don't want to spend the same time with the stripes. Thank you very much. Oh, hi, Jackie. I didn't see. Oh, sorry. Ah. Linda. Oh, Linda, it was nice of you to be here. Don't worry about it. Have a good sleep. Be well rested. And have a good day at work tomorrow. So yeah, now I'm just doing stripes. As fascinating as it is. And I'm doing them in very kind of a sketchy manner. But this one needs to be darkest because they're... Okay, sorry, I had to blow on the paper because... Okay, and now I have this light leather, and I am putting that down as a shadow for the yellowish. And after that is down, pretty much nothing else is going to be needed. For the top, I'm going to leave it as is. Just have this more of an impression of shading than actual shading. And I'm deliberately leaving some texture even in. I'm not going like super soft. Okay, and here under the hair. And now we need to make her redhead, do we? Or are we going to do the scarf first? Kind of work slightly on the scarf and then move on to the hair. Probably better idea, yeah, that way. Emma, really fighting the urge not to text my friend every 5 minutes to make sure he's okay. Oh, Emma, you're a good friend. I understand your urge though. Especially if there was a scare, like you said. It leaves traces in your psyche. Okay, now I am taking tanned. That's essentially that color. And I'm just giving it some extra softness in some areas. I also need slightly, very slightly darker. I think I might take the washed purple and drop it slightly into the areas where there would be shadow. Like here. And here a little bit, just a little bit. Washed purple is really great for shadows. Another pencil I really like in Black Widow set. A fantastic kind of very subtle shadow color. It's quite light. And gives a very kind of a natural looking shadow. I'm also going to drop you down a bit here. But I don't want to over darken that scarf. Because then the whole idea that it's going to be a very light scarf will be gone. I want to leave some areas white. Oh, sorry, I didn't say. This is mushroom. And I need to add a little bit here on the edges. Just, creating a bit of a creases here and there, but keeping it very soft. No, and I'm not touching it anymore, otherwise I'm going to take the whole effect away. Andre, I was wondering if you'd pop in, Jackie. So happy to see you. Yeah, it's really nice. Jackie, I like to try and get into live streams where I can and to always learn something watching Canning. Oh, Jackie, you're the one teaching me. Every time I watch it, it's like I never get there. I'm still recovering from your octopus, by the way. That was just so good. So good. So friggin' good. Okay, now I need to... Do you know what I like? I don't know if it's visible. If I move the camera, that very subtle sheen you get with nice oil pencil, but kind of like Black Widows. I don't know if you can see it if I move it. Very subtle. I don't know how to say. Good pencils give that sheen, that really, really subtle, soft sheen. It's pretty, basically. We need to get the hair now, because I am done the jacket, and I have done the scarf, and now we need to get the hair, so I need to find pencils for red hair. Okay. Da-di-da-di-da. Granddaughter has had us on to the go since 6:30 a.m. and it's going to be hot again, so we took the dog and her to the park and early before it gets too hot. I'm knackered and it's only 11 a.m. Oh. Yeah, Andrea, be honest now. You said world class. You were all like, she's going to drop dead any moment now. She looks horrible. Remember, she's sickly. Emma, I think it definitely does. I'm Googling all sorts of things. Yes, I know. 6:30. If somebody woke me up 6:30, I would not be happy. No, thank you. Well, I do have to do it occasionally, but not on Sundays. Apparently, I can finish my coffee and then granddaughter wants to be out in the paddling pool again. You have to go and sit outside with her in that heat. Jackie, I really need to get those gouache paints out again. Maybe once she has gone home. Otherwise, Evie will want to paint with them. Oh. Candace gotta trust the skin shading process. Yeah, there is always the really ugly phase. Can't help it. Okay, I need really... Okay, I need chestnut and rattlesnake. And I need possibly Negra. Or dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. Okay, sorry. I'm going to now look for pencils, so I'm bringing you out from the detail cam. Okay, so where are you? Come on, reveal yourselves to me. Reveal yourselves to me. This is rattlesnake. Okay, that's exactly what I need. Did I take chestnut out already? I have a feeling that I might have chestnut out already. No, that's rusty. Although I might use rusty as well. Where's chestnut? Losing pencils. Black and white. Foxy brown. I might use that one too for the red here. Brown bulk doesn't work. That's too purple. Okay. I do need that chestnut though, and it is not here. Am I blind? Quite possibly I am. Okay, I'm going to take the tarantula instead, and I then will take the dark chocolate, and we'll see how we're going to cope with these. I might need to grab some, maybe some orangish tones. Like that, some rusty orange tone. The sundown, possibly. Yeah, I'm taking sundown as well. Give her nice red hair. Okay, so we start with the darks. Okay, I'm going to push it like this, so it'll be in the shot. I'd be crying in the corner by 11 a.m. if somebody woke me up that time. Jackie, yes, I do need to supervise her, otherwise who knows what she might get up to. She is one busy little girl who has no fear, gives this granny nervous moments on a regular basis. Well, that's pretty much most of the kids that age. You can get Hamish to look after. Sorry. I'm having it as far as from the microphone as I can reach, but it's still going to be. Okay, so I'm putting the darks in first. Now, one area that is definitely going to be absolutely dark with nothing, no strands showing, is underneath her chin. Behind her, you know, the chin and the scarf. That's going to be, sorry, I didn't say, this is dark chocolate, okay? Okay, and a little bit dark here, and I'm pushing a little bit dark. I'm first doing kind of like a stripe underneath, you know, if it's coming from underneath something, because it's very hard to go with the strokes from a straight edge. You tend to go into the area you want to actually pull the strokes out from. So I do a little stripe like this, which has to be there anyway, and then start doing the strokes like this, and this way I avoid going into the scarf with the kind of strokes. Emma, my daughter isn't allowed to stay at my parents' after she stayed overnight, didn't sleep the whole night, and then had them on the go all day too. She's like a Duracell bunny. Oh gosh. Oh. Jackie, she's so excited to be here and doesn't want to go to bed, but she does sleep solid once she does go. Emma, my grandma put brandy on my dummy to make me sleep, Jackie. Oh, wow. Wow, okay. To be honest, now that I'm thinking back, I didn't really have much of that problem with my two. You know, they, of course, you know, Nana, when they stayed at Nana's place, she would let them to be awake longer than we at home would have happily allowed. So if they stayed there for a couple of days, their schedule was all messed up, all right? But they did, you know, eventually go to sleep. They didn't try to stay up all night or anything. Maybe they weren't as high energy as your brood. So I'm creating some areas that are nice and dark, basically, you know, I find that putting shadows and creating kind of strands uh, works best for me to give kind of easy. And here I'm doing the same thing again. I'm kind of creating a stripe here and then coming from the stripe with the strokes. And then I don't go into the hat. Maybe it's just me problem that strokes I tend to go upwards as well and end up with rough edge here inside the object. Jackie, my son was a terrible sleeper until teenage years, and then you couldn't get him out of the bed. Well, my son, still you can't get him out of the bed, so yeah. Um, they were really bad sleepers as well. I always said that for the first, like, you know, after I essentially got pregnant and gave birth to them, I don't think I had a full night's sleep for 6 years after that. Um, and I remember, I think I actually remember the first night when I woke up in the morning and didn't understand what was happening because nobody had woken me up in the middle of the night or come to, you know, or called me to the bedroom or, you know, like I just slept the whole night. I couldn't believe what was happening. Of course, I was delighted that it was happening. Because my son was a really bad sleeper. And everybody was saying, oh, you know, the next one is going to be, you know, usually, you know, when the first one is a bad sleeper, you know, the next one is going to be, you're going to be fine, you know, it's going to be better. And then my daughter was born and she was worse. So, Jackie, do you like brandy now, Emma? Can't stand it, Jackie. Neither can I. Don't like brandy or whiskey or cognac. I'm very boring. Give me beer. Emma, my mom gave me whiskey and ginger beer to cure a cold. What? Where did she get those remedies from? Like, what? That's a bit mad, let's be honest. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm insulting. No, I didn't mean to insult you, Bob, but what? I have never heard that before. Okay, now I'm moving on to rattlesnake. So this is now nice and reddish. I'm trying to not cover the whole, no. I wanted nice and red hair, and that's what I'm going to get. Somebody's putting on dishwasher downstairs. Or putting dishes into dishwasher. Wow. The nagging is real, people. I might have to take my iPad outside and pretend to be interested while I listen into the stream. Oh, I remember the times. Well, with my kids, not with my grandkids, but yeah. Sometimes you just need to nod and quietly switch off. That rattlesnake gives a nice red hair, doesn't it? Very promising. It is also quite a soft pencil. Like some of them, no, in every set, some pencils are softer, some are harder. That's just down to pigment properties often. Can't be helped. And this one seems to be one of the smoother and softer ones. That goes down really rich and nice. Jackie, I'm not a big drinker, to be honest. Yeah, neither am I. Lost the taste for it when I was preggers and then breastfeeding and then preggers and then breastfeeding. And then when he was old and like, no more breastfeeding, it was like, don't want anymore. No interest. Lost my taste. So I might have an occasional beer, but mostly I tend to even then have alcohol-free beer. Because I don't have tolerance now either, and, you know, doesn't take much to get me slightly tipsy or drowsy. Emma, Jackie, just the odd, oh, yes, and well done. Occasionally, you'll be fine. Yeah. That is how it works. See? It's starting to take a shape a little bit. And I was never planning to do, like, really involved hours of strikes or kind of a strokes, whatever you call them. Hair. Sometimes, but I'm almost never in mood for that. I don't have patience for really, really involved hair. To do it properly, it'll take you ages to get all that. I tend to go for good enough. Louise, years ago, doctors used to prescribe whiskey for babies who didn't sleep. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. I've actually heard it, but it's pretty bad. Emma, who does the dishes at this time? I just suspect that my son had a snack, and I wouldn't think they actually did dishes. He probably just stuck his dishes into the dishwasher after having a snack. Because he was still playing on Mario Kart, or he was still playing online. I could hear him for a while, but now I haven't heard him for a while, so he basically, I suspect he went downstairs and raided the fridge. Okay. Candace, low tolerance makes for a short night in my case. Yes, Candace, exactly the same. Like, I'm not even pretending that I'm any good at it. Okay, this is... Okay, I just did rattlesnake. What is going on here? This is sundown. This is now... That's orange. Like, literally orange. I'm not putting very much into that one. But I'm going to put a little bit in. Couple of little strokes of that really bright orange. Because I really want her hair to be red. This was, as I said, this was my head, that she has red hair. Because, you know, she has the blue hat and blue and kind of orangish red go so well together. And I could just see that blue hat with red hair. And once you see it, you can't unsee it, is it? Okay, I want to create a little bit of a variation more here, because it kind of is a bit naked there. I'm going to put some darker one here as well to kind of create... Yeah, that's better. It was a bit bland there. It's a bit better now. Hair is all about just, you know, the more you stroke, the better it becomes, of course. But in my case, I usually take it as far as it looks like okay to me, because I don't have patience to do... Who is really good at... I think Colorfully Optimistic, she's really enjoys doing hair, and she can just, you know, kind of sit there and do fantastic, you know, almost photorealistic hair, just keep, you know, endless strokes up. And I can see how this could be relaxing, but, you know, I relax with different things. Like for me, skin is super relaxing. Doing skin. Hair, not so much. It's just too repetitive. Skin kind of has more, keeps me more interested. Emma, her hair looks just like my oldest daughter's hair. Oh, I love that color. That is such a beautiful color. Well, write down the color combination. You can do it. Well, I don't know. I don't have color combination. I just looked once again at random pencils and there you go. Candace, involved here, have you colored any Mariola Budak pages? No, I don't have any of her books or pages. Somehow. I don't even know. I don't think it's very intentional from my side. It's just I don't have them. Her women are often a bit too pretty for me. You know what I mean? Like they don't have enough to keep me interested. That sounds a bit arrogant. That's not how it was meant, but you know, you probably get what I mean. I probably like a bit slightly quirkier. Like give me crook. But not just that. I do like very realistic stuff as well. But in her portraits, there's often the feel that she's pretty much given you everything you have to do, and they can almost always be colored almost the same way. Do you know what I mean? This is I'm being very, very weirdly vague about it. You know, I don't know how to explain it. Jackie, it's amazing how quickly the hair comes together with the extra tones looking great. Yeah, it's all about extra tones. It's the same thing about fur. The best way to get really great and easy fur is not even, you know, million strokes. It's a lot of different tones. And then you get a good result, or, you know, nice result much faster. Okay, I need something darker now. Just a little bit. I had chalk tone, didn't I? And I've lost it. I had it out. I know I had it out. Oh, dark chocolate. Okay, I have it here. Let's just give it some extra depth in some areas. Just a tiny bit. Okay, here. With the very dark ones, it's important not to overdo it. But good hair does need them. It's just, it's very easy to put too much in. any kind of destroys the color you wanted the hair to be. So put in a little bit. Okay, I want to darken that area here a little bit, where the hair kind of dips a little in the middle. And I want a tiny bit here with that really bright orange. That was the sundown. I'm going to take some strands kind of through that really light area so it wouldn't be so flat. Do you know what? I think I don't need to do much more because I'm then going to just overwork it. Do you know, it does look okay, doesn't it? Emma, I love coloring hair. Good for you. I can understand and see how it, could be enjoyable, but it is not my, one of my favorites. Jackie, I used to love trying to get realism, now not so much. Yeah, pretty much the same. I was more, kind of trying to get things look like realistic before, but now I just do whatever I feel like, Yes, more like a beauty pageant than supermodel. Emma, I like Hannah Carson's women. They have flaws, but they're still beautiful. Yes, yes, I like her women as well. For some reason, they take me absolute ages to color, but I really like them. Jackie, I'm too lazy for color combinations, really. I am a lazy colorist overall. Jackie, you know very well I'm exactly in the same boat as you there. Okay, let's try to put a little bit of extra into those flowers. I'm trying not to overdo it. This is, oh sorry, fairy floss again, because I'm trying to kind of reuse the pencils that I already used. It is always a good idea. It gives nicer and more harmonious results if you just stick to the tones you already put there. And it's a delicate tone, but it still gives a little bit of a shadow, or a little bit of extra oomph to the flowers. So I'm not trying to be super precise here. Okay, I want to kind of bring a bit more here, so it was a bit too white for my taste, but yeah. It's a really cute portrait, I think. Usually I'm not huge into coloring children or very cutesy pages, but this one, it doesn't feel very cutesy. Do you know what I mean? And in this book, although, there are a lot of cute pictures here, they don't feel like overly sugary. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Sorry, that I'm trying to kind of show. They don't feel like they're overly cute. They're just very nostalgic. Just love them. Just love them. Pretty much everything in this book is absolutely awesome. Okay, back to the detail. Unfortunately, we probably won't have time today to do the background as well. Because, it's getting late. But I am planning to do it with soft pastels because she's kind of, the whole image is very soft and dreamy. So heavy background, I don't think would look nice here. Candace, I need to find a tutorial for black fur. I presume it's a lot of grey and ambient colors. Okay, do you know what I do often with the black fur? This is just me now. I put down blue undertone. like something like this, and then go in with essentially black and some grays and some really dark blues, and also Prismacolor white to go over for highlights, and you actually get kind of a cool bluish black. You know, if you want like a really dark bluish black, you get kind of cool results if you give a blue base. This is just, you know, one of the suggestions. Like, this is not a rule or anything. I almost never do gray. I usually put down background, either, you know, if I want a warm black, I will put down ochre, or if I want kind of an interesting, almost iridescent tones, I will put down some reds and purples and that sort of a thing, and then use reds and purples and even yellows in the hair as well, and you get these kind of a deep, interesting variations. Of like almost iridescent black fur or feathers, you know, the same way. Sorry, tangent. See, and Emma said exactly the same thing. Ah, ah. Dana, I think it looks beautiful. Thank you, Dana. Sorry, I didn't see your message right away. It takes me a while to get to everything in the chat. Okay, I'm trying to leave a good bit of white here in the flowers as well, so I don't take away, you know, all the lightness of the flowers. But it's easy to do, easy to go overboard. I might eventually put maybe tiny bit of gel pen somewhere there at the tops of the petals, you know, once after the background is down as well, but I might not. I will definitely do something with the centers of the flowers. I haven't decided what yet. I might put metallic watercolor there all together eventually, but I haven't decided. See, I'm not being super tidy about shading here at all. I'm essentially putting one pencil, emphasizing a little bit some shadows or darker areas or some texture. But I'm not even kind of bringing it out very smoothly or anything. Okay. And here. Emma, she looks kind of sulky, like your average 7-year-old girl, not in a bad way, or like she's thinking about something. Yeah, I think to my head, she kind of looks thoughtful and a bit, you know, kind of head in the clouds, dreamy a bit, you know. I was always like this, head in the clouds. Drove my mom nuts. She would be talking to me several times, trying to get something through to me. I would eventually be like, huh? Because I was thinking my own thoughts. And the deep thoughts they must have been. And now I'm complaining when my daughter is doing the same to me. Oh, like mother, like daughter. I don't know if I'm going to put something in the flower centers already, you know, kind of a little bit of shading in maybe. I think I need fine liners on those things because I can't really do much there with pencils, you know, that blibbly thing here at her forehead. Okay, I need to get some reddish brown, which I should have plenty of here. Okay, this is the sundown, so it's kind of like orangish. And I'm giving a little bit, tiny bit of shading to that yellow in the centers. Just very tiny. I probably, possibly, you know, stick some gel pen into the centers of the flowers at least. Sorry, I'm not in the shot. I kind of forgot about it. Very tiny bit. But it immediately makes it look a bit better. Oh. And also giving the same treatment to this tie that is holding together her jacket. Just a couple of strokes. And I think now we need some fine liners. Okay, let's come. Okay, and this is the amount of pencils. I just randomly kept pulling them out. And I did actually use most of them, so it's getting there. So I'm trying to give you a shot that actually shows, yeah, that kind of how far we are with the page. Andrea, yes, nostalgic is the perfect way to describe it. Yeah, very nostalgic. Emma, my head was in the clouds a lot too. Goodbye, all. Oh, goodbye, Diane. Have a good night or day, whatever. I don't know. I keep mixing up the corners of the world. Night, Diane. Candace, thank you. Thank you. She's cute. Now, I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit possibly too late. Maybe I can do a little bit of a background. I will need to get the pencil slightly away, though, because otherwise things are going to start falling off my desk. I don't have exactly huge. I have a long desk, but it's kind of narrow. So the actual working area is pretty tight. So I'm going to put the pencils at least out of my way, so there wouldn't be big crash of them onto the floor at some stage, which won't be good for them. Okay. All right, and I need to bring the fine liners to kind of do something about this thing here. Whatever it is, it needs to be dealt with. Eventually, at the end of the image, I will probably put some gel pen in, but not yet. Okie doke, so, oh, sorry. Hello, here is the pile of fine liners. So we need kind of a like ochreish. No, that's too yellow. Too yellow. What, something like that. Yeah, that color. Like this. Red ochre. Am I going to keep them all yellow, or am I going to do them different colors? Maybe yellow and green and pink. So no, there's no pink. Doesn't really. Okay, that's yeah, green and something that's kind of warm pink, like the flowers, because that's the only pink I have. It's kind of like orangish pink, like peach. Yeah, I'm gonna take that one. Okay. And now it's going to be very basic. So, oops, can I get slightly closer? Okay, that's the best I can do. And I'm going to take the green one first. Oh, I didn't shade the green leaf. Huh. Well, that's going to be easy anyway. So I'm going to do this one in green, and I'm just going to kind of give little half circles to that strand, just to define it a little. And I'm doing it in green. And I'm putting some here as well, because there's like a couple of strands that seem to be like intertwined. That doesn't really look great, so I'm going to leave it as is. And then I'm going to do that one with pink. It doesn't really show much, but it does give it a little bit more texture and definition. And after, you know, all the background is in and everything is mostly finished, I will put some little kind of dots of gel pens in, and that will kind of help also bring them out. So I still don't really get what it is or what they are, but sure. Okay, and this is now kind of like ochreish yellow or ochre brown or whatever. Just adding some texture, and it just looks a little bit more defined or deliberate. That's And when I add the little dots with gel pens, kind of like highlights into them as well, I think it's going to be pretty cute. Okay, and I need to also do with green this bit here, which is like this. And now I need to take this peachy highlighter, fine liner, and I'm going to do those fringe, the tiny fringe that's on the scarf. I'm going to put it in to the fine liner, just very quickly. No fussing. It would not have looked great with pencil, or, you know, done much with pencil, so I'm just going to put it in with a fine liner like this, and it looks a lot better. And I'm also going to run the fine liner at the bottom here, that line. These lines are faint enough that you can actually kind of change the color of them, and it just looks a bit better. Yeah, that's that. All right. Candace and Nicolai, thank you. Emma, I don't think she necessarily needs a background, or maybe just a soft pink and green one. I was thinking about doing very, very subtle kind of a soft pink one, yes. And maybe kind of erase some tiny circles out of it. Possibly. I don't know yet. But I need to also, if to do the background, I will want to put the washi tape down, so, you know, it would be nicely framed, because I don't think it would look great if it was just, you know, full page. I kind of need to create this almost this square around her. You missed a little bit, sorry. I think you missed a little bit of yellow from the flower that is on the hat. Sorry if I'm wrong. Which one? Oh, this one. Possibly, yes, you're right. Just putting it in. Now with fine liner, since I have these in my hand and I can't be bothered pulling anything else out. I also need to put some shading in there. And... sorry. They're very hard to close for some reason. Okay, and that one here and that one here. I've lost the pencil I was using because I also, I think, didn't do anything with this flower. Sorry. That flower on her head. I need to do something about that one as well. I'm trying to put slightly darker color into it because it's a different flower than the other flowers around it. So I'm using at the moment fire. So very slightly brighter red, but doesn't really go down very bright on this paper. Yeah, Black Widows want some patience on this paper, but they totally, they do work. It's just they want some dedication. I'm going to put some brown bog into it. Just to accentuate. Give some extra shadows. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much sufficient for her head. Okay, so what time is it? Okay, it's 1:30. I'd say I'm going to finish up now as well. Steph, the colors are working together much better than I thought they would. Yeah, it's cute, I think. I tried to kind of repeat them as well, throughout the page. Laurie, she looks amazing. Thank you, Steph. Wendy, thank you. Oh, thank you, Wendy, for joining us. Have a good night's sleep. Hope to see you again soon. Good night. Yeah, so thank you now. And I am going to start wrapping up here as well because thank you, Louise. Thank you. Just because I talked about that in the beginning, so I'll talk quickly about that at the end. Okay, I'm going to show what book it is. Sorry, yeah, not everybody was here. That's the book. It's Green Ivy. The author is Green Ivy, and I think it's called Seasons or Four Seasons. It's a Korean book, and really love that book. One of my big favorites. I have been coloring loads of body color, not loads, but we've been doing body colors here with Maria, Colorful Mother Tree, and we did that page, which kind of got me going in this book. I suddenly understood how to color that line art. It clicked with me how I like to do it. And then I did that page, which I did kind of like for the month of December, kind of at Christmas time. Very happy with that one too, kind of getting more and more into it. And this month we are doing this page. So hopefully, hopefully it'll be fine. Yeah, I've really learned, for myself, how to enjoy that book and how to play in this book. At first, I was struggling how to color it. I was admiring. It was more on my shelf, like an art book. I loved looking at it because it's beautiful and super nostalgic for me. But I didn't really color in it. But then suddenly now it has clicked, and I really enjoy coloring in it. Oh, hi, Vicky. very glad, Louise, that you have this one. Yeah, very enjoyable to color. Uh, I from pencils, so far the best that I've enjoyed here, by the way, for some reason, have been Faber-Castell Black Edition. It's mystery, but that's these are the ones. Because Black Widows go down, like you can really build up with them. Really beautiful, subtle, soft layers like here and on the face. But Black Edition just goes down like butter here. Oh, yeah, but Vicky was checking out the hashtags for February. Yeah, yeah, they're going to be fun ones. Okay, so before I wrap up, once again, reminding everybody that I won't have the live stream regular time next week because we have the big Tubiton, the 24-hour stream, which I am taking part of. So it's 16 colorists on YouTube. Each has 80-minute slot, and we are trying to raise funds for the World Cancer Research Fund. So there's going to be link, and if you in any way can, any little, even the tiniest contribution will be welcome. But if you can't, that's okay. Also, if you can, just spread the word, spread the link. Just get people donating. Let's try to give something good back to the universe. Hopefully, fingers crossed. That Jackie, that is absolutely fine. We all know that you have Evie there. She takes precedence. She is definitely the more important one. I had forgotten how tiring 7-year-olds can be, and granddaughter is different than what I remember my son being. Oh, girls are different, yeah. Yeah. I actually remember my son was much more chill than the girl was. As that age. They all have the quirks. They're not, none of them is identical. So yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. It's getting now quite late here, so I better finish up and get some rest. And hopefully I see you, at least some of them, maybe, fingers crossed. You can join me for the Tubiton, which is going to be next Saturday. My slot is going to be 1:30 GMT. So it's 3.5 hours after I usually would start on Saturdays. So if you can join, that would be great. If you can't, that's also fine. But I will be grateful for everybody who will join me. Good night. So yeah, big hugs to everybody. Thank you very much for staying with me. Thank you very much for believing into me, although, she did look a bit sickly for a while. And yeah, stay good, stay happy, stay healthy. Hopefully you have at least some time to be creative too. So yeah, don't let the world bring you down. Okay, bye. And once again, big thanks and big waves. Cheers.